Hello everyone, welcome back. Today's video topic is how to use the SUMIF and SUMIFS function in Microsoft Excel. To explain the use of SUMIF and SUMIFS function, here I have created three different examples. In the first example, I have two type of requirement. In the second example also, I have two requirement, and in the third example, I have one requirement. In every single requirement, you will learn something new in the formula. So I request you to watch all the examples so that you will be able to use SUMIF and SUMIFS function across multiple types of data and multiple types of requirements. First of all, let me show you the description and formula syntax of SUMIF and SUMIFS. First of all, let's see the SUMIF function. The SUMIF function adds the cells specified by a given condition or criteria. It means the use of SUMIF function is to calculate the total of number based on the condition you specify. In the formula syntax of SUMIF, there are three arguments. These are range, criteria, and sum range. The another function is the SUMIFS function, which adds the cells specified by a given set of conditions or criteria. Given set of conditions means it supports multiple conditions or more than one condition. The SUMIF function supports only one condition for getting the total of numbers, and the SUMIFS function supports more than one condition. Let's go to the example number 1. In this example, I have dates, expenses categories, and the amount spent. Based on this data source, here my requirement is to calculate the total expenses in food category. If you see here in the expenses categories, this food repeats multiple times, and my requirement is to calculate the total of these amounts for the food category only. So in this case, I have to do conditional totaling, means if there is food, I have to add the amounts. So in this case, I can use here the SUMIF function. In this cell, let me press equals, then type SUMIF, bracket open. In the range parameter, we have to provide the condition range. Our condition is this food or the expenses category. So in the range parameter, we have to select this expenses category range of the data source. So select this range. Then put a comma. In the criteria, we have to now provide the condition or criteria based on which we want the total, and here in this case our condition is this food category. So put double quotation, then food double quotation. If the condition is written somewhere in a cell, then you can provide the cell link. What I mean to say is, let me change this formula to text by adding here a single quotation. Then the formula becomes a text, and here let me put food in this cell. This condition is written in the K2 cell. So in this case, I can give the cell reference in the formula like this. Instead of putting this food inside double quotation, you can simply give the link of the cell by clicking on the condition. This K2 cell link is given in the criteria. But if the condition or criteria is not written in the cell, then you have to put here double quotation, then put the condition, that is food double quotation, then put a comma. Now in the sum range, you have to select the amount range of the data source. So select the first amount till the last amount, then close bracket, press enter. Here you see 2821 is the total of the food category. If I change one category to food, the value automatically updates. Now let's move on to another requirement here, that is calculate the category wise total expenses. For this, first of all, I have to list out all the categories that I have here in the data source. And to list out all the categories, I can use here a function, that is the unique function. So in this cell, press equals, type unique, open the bracket, in the array, select this category range, close bracket, press enter, and you get this unique list of categories. Now to calculate the total expenses for every single categories, we can again use the SUMIF function. Press equals, type SUMIF function, open bracket. In the range parameter, select the category range of the data source. Click on the first one, then press Shift Ctrl down arrow key. That will select till the last one. Then press Ctrl plus backspace to go back to the formula. Now here you need to lock this range, because when you copy this formula down, this expenses category range of the data source should be at the fixed position. And to lock this, press the F4 key in the keyboard. That will apply the dollar symbol before the column name and row number. Then put a comma. In the criteria, click on the first category name. Then put a comma. In the sum range, select the amount range of the data source. Lock the amount range by pressing the F4 key in the keyboard. Now close bracket, press enter. This is the total for utilities category. Use the fill handle to drag these two down. And here you see the total expenses for every category are calculated. The total is given as 23617, and if you see the total here in the data source, it is 23617. So our formula is working perfectly. Now let's move on to another example, that is the example number 2, where I have a data of invoice number, invoice date, customer name, purchase amount, and the type of the purchase like cash or credit. And here I have two requirements. The first requirement is to calculate total cash purchase of Olivia Harper. So in this case I have two conditions. One is the cash purchase and another one is the customer, which should be Olivia Harper. So in this case I have multiple condition or more than one condition. The first condition is the type and the second condition is the customer, Cash and Olivia Harper. So in this case I have to go with the another formula, that is SUMIFS. So here in this cell, let me use the SUMIFS function. Press equal to, type the SUMIFS function, open bracket. Now in the SUMIFS function, the first argument is the sum range. So we have to provide based on which range we want to calculate the total. So here select this purchase amount range, because we need the total of purchase amount based on multiple condition. So select this purchase amount range from the first till the last. Then put a comma. In this criteria range 1, we have to provide the first condition range of the data source. Our first condition is this cash or credit. So we have to select this cash or credit range of the data source. So select this range. Then put a comma. In the criteria 1, we have to provide the first criteria or condition, that is the type should be equal to cash. So put here double quotation, cash, double quotation. Then put a comma. In the criteria range 2, we have to provide the second condition range, that is the customer name range, because we have to see this particular customer in this range. So in the criteria range 2, select this customer name range of the data source. Then put a comma. In the criteria 2, we have to provide the second condition, that is this specific customer Olivia Harper. So put here double quotation, Olivia Harper, double quotation. Now close the SUMIF function, because in this case we have two condition only. If you have more than two condition, then you can repeat the step same way. Now you can hit enter and you get the total purchased by Olivia Harper in cash. The next requirement here in this data is calculate the total credit purchase of all customer in week 2 of December. So here in this second requirement, we have to calculate the credit purchase in the week 2. So here we have two conditions again. The first condition is the type should be credit, and the second condition is the date should fall under the second week, means from 8th December 2025 to 14th December 2025. So here we have date as a condition, and in case of date range as a condition, the way of writing formula is something different. So here in this cell, let me calculate the total credit purchase in the second week. For that, use formula like this. Press equal to type SUMIFS function, open bracket. In the sum range, select the purchase amount range. Then put a comma. In the criteria range 1, select this type range. Here the range should be from D2 and E2. So let me correct this. D2 and E2. Now put a comma. In the criteria 1, we have to provide the first condition, that is the credit sales. So put here double quotation, credit, double quotation, then put a comma. In the criteria range 2, we have to select the date range of the data source. Then put a comma. In the criteria 2, put the second condition, that is the date should be in week 2. And for the date to be in week 2, we have to check two conditions. The first condition is the date should be greater than 7th December 2025 and less than 15th December 2025. So here we have to put the first condition, that is put a double quotation, greater than, double quotation, and then we have to join here the date function. Date, open the bracket. In the year, put 2025, comma. In the month, put 12, comma, and in the day, put 7. Then close the date function. This is our first condition for the date to fall under week 2. Now we have to put here one more condition to identify the last day of week 2. For that, put a comma, and in the criteria range 3, again select this invoice date range, put a comma, and in the criteria 3, put double quotation, less than, double quotation, and date, bracket open. In the year, put 2025. In the month, put 12. In the day, put 15. Then close the date function. Then close the SUMIF function. So in case we have to calculate the total between the dates, we have to give the condition like this. Then hit enter. Here I got this value error because there might be some error in the formula. Let me check it. Here I have given a wrong reference of this criteria range 3. This should start from B2 to B53. Here I have selected from B3. That's why the value error is given. Let me correct this to B2 reference. Then press enter. And here you see the total is calculated for the credit purchase, that is in week 2 only. Let's go to another example, that is the example number 3. In this data, I have invoice number, invoice date, customer name, invoice amount, overdue date, and status. The requirement here is to fill this table with the information of total overdue amount. In this case, we have to use the SUMIFS function because we have multiple conditions. The first condition is the customer name, and the second condition is the status should be overdue. And here we have to write the formula in the first cell, then we have to copy the formula down. So when you have to copy the formula, you have to take care of the fixed references in the formula. In the first cell, press equal to type SUMIFS function, open bracket. In the sum range, select this invoice amount range of the data source. Then lock this range by pressing the F4 key. Because this range needs to be in the fixed position when we copy the formula for other customers. Then put a comma. In the criteria range 1, select this customer name range of the data source. Then lock this range by pressing F4 key. Then put a comma. In the criteria 1, click on the first customer name. And this customer range should not be fixed, because when you copy the formula down, this customer name should move down. Then put a comma. In the criteria range 2, select this status range of the data source. Then lock this range by pressing F4 key. Put a comma. And in the criteria 2, put the second criteria or condition, that is, the status should be equal to overdue. So put here double quotation, overdue, double quotation, close bracket. And when putting this condition, if your condition is a numeric value, then don't use the double quotation. The double quotation is used for text value only, and this is a universal rule of Excel formulas. After writing the formula, press enter, and here you get the total overdue amount for this Star Trading House. Now use the fill handle to drag the formula down for other customers. Here you see the overdue amount for every single customer is calculated. For this Apex distributors, there is no any overdue amount. If you see, by applying the data filter, if you check the Apex distributor, all invoices are outstanding, no any overdue. Let me check one more. Let me select Global Export Limited, and here all invoices are overdue for this customer. The total is 221504, and here our result is also 221504. So this is all about using the SUMIF and SUMIFS function in Microsoft Excel. Thank you very much for watching. See you again in next video tutorial.